Good morning, boys and girls.
Good morning, Miss Sister.
Good morning. Good morning, boys and girls. Good morning, boys and girls. I'm so glad you came to school. Good morning, boys and girls. Stan, will you sing to Mrs. Stewart? Good morning, Mrs. Stewart.
Good morning, Mrs. Stewart.
Let's turn and say good morning to our friends. Smile real big at them. Give them a big smile and let's start our day. William, did you bring your big smile today? Let me see, William. Let me see it. There it is. Good morning to our friends. Good morning to our friends. We're so glad you came to school. Good morning to our friends. Great job. Sit down and let's start our day. I want to tell you about a boy. His name is Dylan. Say good morning, Dylan.
Good morning, Dylan.
This is a friend named Dylan. Now, Dylan, I need to show you something. Let's look at this picture. Dylan here, he is going to the store with his daddy. He worked so hard all week. He did his very best all week. He had something called self-control. Say that with me.
Self-control.
Self-control means is that you're making your body obey. You're making your body do your best. You're not going to play with your clothes all day long. You're going to obey and be diligent. You're not going to make noises. You're not going to distract your friends from learning. You're making your body obey. And Dylan did that all week long. And his daddy said, if you do your best, then you can go to the store and get a special blessing. Because we've been learning that obedience brings blessings. Well, look at Dylan. Do you see what he's doing? He's holding his daddy's hand. He's not pulling away from his daddy. And he's looking at everything. He's not going, oh, I want that. I want that. No, I want this. Can I have that? Oh, let me take this off and let me look at this. No, he's looking with his eyes. He's thinking in his brain. He's watching and looking at everything, and he's being calm. He's using self-control. And then he decided what he wanted to pick. He wanted to pick those robots down there. And he got to have a robot. But what if he went to the store like this? What if he went to the store and tried to pull away from Daddy and started to go, oh, can I have this? No, I want this. No, let me have this. No, I like this better. Can I have one of these and one of these? And started yelling and throwing things on the floor? Would that be using self-control? No, that would be out of control. Dylan is not looking like he is in control here. He looks like he is not making his body obey. We want to make our bodies obey. We want to look like this way when Dylan went to the store and was doing his very best job. Do you know you can have self-control at big school? Boys and girls watching, you can have self-control when you're sitting so still and you're just listening and you're not playing with things around you. Maybe you have things on your name tag. Or boys and girls watching, you have things at your table and you're not touching them. You're making your body, you're making your hands have self-control. When you go to the store with mommy and you stay right by mommy and you don't go, can I have this? And throw things in her cart and interrupt her when she's talking to people. You're making your body have self-control. Say that word again with me. Self-control. Now, I want to tell you about one of our friends. We love this friend when she comes to school. Look at our friend right here. Do you see our friend? What is her name, Bethany? Stand and tell me. Who is that?
Amber.
Yes, it's Amber Lamb. And I want to tell you about Amber Lamb. Can you show me self-control? Show me your twinkle stars. Can you put them right here in your lap? If you're not playing, Kyla, with your ribbons, then you're going to make your hands have self-control. And your hands are going to be right here. Wow, table 2, you are having self-control. Boys and girls watching, wow, already this morning, self-control. I love it. Well, let's look at Amber. She looks kind of sad here. I wonder what happened. Well, let me tell you what happened, why she looks so sad. On this day, her mommy said, we're going to go to the grocery store. I have to make my list. So she took her paper and she made a list. We need eggs and milk and butter. Do you ever go to this grocery store with mommy and she has to get eggs and milk and butter? And then we need to buy some apples and some bananas, and we need some cereal. It's kind of like when we go to the store. And then she said, when we're all done at the grocery store, Amber, if you're a good girl and you do your best, then we'll go out to eat. Because she knew Amber was going to be hungry when all their errands were done. Have you ever had to go around with mommy and go to different stores because she had lots of errands to run and you have to be patient? Maybe boys and girls watching, you've had to do that before. Go run errands with your mommy and your daddy. Well, they went to the grocery store and they were going down the aisle and they were walking. Amber was walking right by the cart, Jonathan, with her mommy. And she said, Amber, can you grab that loaf of bread? And Amber got the loaf of bread and put it in the cart. And then Mrs. Lamb, she got the eggs because she wanted to be super careful, because remember the shell? We have to be careful with those shells. So she got the eggs and she put them in the cart. And she got the milk, and then she let Amber pick out a special yummy treat. Maybe she got some cookies or something and put those in the cart. And then they ran into a friend. Maybe you've gone to the store before and run into one of mommy's friends before. And Amber stood there and she was so quiet. She didn't try to talk to mommy. She didn't go, Mommy, we have to hurry. I'm so hungry. No, she was using self-control. And she just stood there and smiled and waited for mommy to be done talking to her friend. And her friend told her, guess what? They have cabbages on sale. And cabbages is like a big head of lettuce. And so her mommy said, oh, I'm going to have to go get some of that lettuce. So when her mommy was done talking to her friend, she and Amber went to go find the cabbage. And they went over to where the cabbages were. That's where you buy like your apples and your bananas and your carrots, where the fresh vegetables and fruit are. Have you ever got to see all that fresh vegetable that's piled really high and mommy gets to pick the ones that she wants and put them in a bag? Well, that's what they were doing. And then all of a sudden, Amber saw Mrs. Penguin. And Mrs. Penguin had a brand new baby and she wanted to see her brand new baby. So she ran over and she ran away from her mommy and she ran over to see that Mrs. Penguin, but Mrs. Penguin went down another aisle, so she had to run down the other aisle to catch her. And she looked at that baby and it was so cute. Oh, new babies are so cute. And when she was all done talking and Mrs. Penguin walked away, all of a sudden Amber looked around and she couldn't find mommy. And then she began to cry, and her lips started to quiver. But she remembered that mommy said, if we ever got separated, don't run around the store. Have self-control and stand still, and I will find you. And that's what Amber did. But she was still sad because she didn't stay with mommy and she got scared. But she did what mommy told her to do, and she had self-control, and she stood still, and then her mommy found her. But it still made her sad because she left her mommy and didn't stay and do what she was told to do. Boys and girls, I hope today you're going to have self-control. I hope today you're going to do your best today. Are we going to have self-control, make our bodies obey? Boys and girls watching, you're already using your self-control. Let's continue to do our best and work hard.